Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Pauline Lucicia, Scholarship and Internship Manager. I am so thrilled to welcome you to our summit for SEGA Kilimanjaro Climb Kickoff. Whether you're joining us from across the US or in East Africa or elsewhere around the globe, thank you for being here. Yeah, so this is 1 hour virtual kickoff where you will hear directly from a SEGA graduate, hear from past climbers and incredible partners, and learn how you can be part of something truly transformative. This is not just a climb, it's an opportunity to impact girls' future. We are recording today's session. Please stay on mute unless you are speaking. You are welcome to use the chat for questions and comments. We would love to hear from you. Next slide. You will hear from a SEGA graduate, Loines Vincent, who is studying at Sokoine University. She is a second-year university student. And Tom, representing Hugo. Sherry, who climbed the kill for SEGA a decade ago. Miranda, cultural exchange coordinator with Nurturing Minds. We're going to hear from Eddie, our Tasker Chair, our partner for Kill Climb, and Laura, Executive Director of Nurturing Minds, who will guide you through fundraising support for Nurturing Minds. Our goal together today is that you will live inspired and supported. So let's get started. And to kick us off, we are honored to hear directly from our SEGA graduate, who is now pursuing university studies to scholarship funded through efforts like this climb, Hugo, Nurturing Minds, and SEGA. Their story will show exactly why this mission matters. Please join me in welcoming Loines with me today, and she's here close. She want to say hello. Welcome, Loines.
Thank you, madam. Hello, everyone. So my name is Loines, and I am proud SEGA graduate, and currently I am university student at Sokoine University of Agriculture, pursuing Bachelor in Agricultural Investment and Banking. And today I'm going to share you a piece of journey that has been shaped and supported by SEGA, Yoga, and together with Nurturing Minds. So I faced challenges. I grew up facing challenges to the point that I thought continuing with education was impossible to me. But then everything changed when I met SEGA. At SEGA, not only just I met a school, it was a family that encouraged, supported me, and make me push forward toward my dream. So now I'm a university student. It's all because of the support from Hugo, SEGA, and Nurturing Minds. As I talk, as I speak, I am confident, educated, and empowered young woman who not only stands for her community, who not only stands for herself and family, but for the whole world. So I'm a change maker. I'm a voice for other girls. So this mission, supporting girls' education, it matters a lot because there are many girls out there suffering. They have abilities, they can do something, but they lack support. So when you support them, they can succeed and they can rise. I am so thankful for SEGA and for this program climb that you are climbing for us, you are working with us, you are supporting us. You know that we are future generation, that we can change our lives and the community as well. I am so proud of you and thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your powerful story, Loines. Thank you so much. So that is one of our graduates. She represents so many girls. We have had about 500 girls who finished SEGA, and we look forward to have so many to come. And all this is thanks to you people who have just said and want to support SEGA. We really are happy to join hands with you. So next, we are going to hear our delighted and we are happy to welcome Tom Mano, Director of Programs with Hugo. Hugo is generously matching all funds raised through this campaign. Oh my God, doubling the impact of every dollar you raise. Tom, thank you so much for your support. And please take it away, Tom.
Thank you very much, Pauline. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very excited to be one of the people that will be on this trip. I'm a little nervous, I must say, but I've already started thinking about how I can train for it. As Pauline introduced me, I'm Tom Monroe. I'm the Director of Programs for Yugo. We also have John Wood online, who's the founder and the CEO of Yugo. So if there's any really deep questions, we can turn it over to John. Um, Yugo is a global scholarship for women. We work in 9 countries in Tanzania, plus 8 in Asia, from Pakistan, India, Nepal, Cambodia, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines. We're in our 3rd year, and to date, we have funded 4,320 scholarships. They're all in-country scholarships. In-country means they go to university in their countries, just as Leona said, where she goes. And by fully funded, that means when we fund a scholarship, we like to tell the scholarship recipients that we will be with them till the happy day that they graduate. And how do we do that? We do that by setting aside funds for each of the subsequent years of their university tuition and costs. And excuse me. And by investing in women's university education in low-income countries, we hope to change the world in a way by helping them get educated so that they can change their families, their communities, and their countries. As Pauline mentioned, we will be matching every donation dollar for dollar that SEGA graduates so that they can continue their education programs. I just lost my train of thought for a moment. Gosh, I'm sorry. I forgot. um,
It's
and
okay.
we work,
Sid.
pardon me,
Mhm.
we work with SEGA and Nurturing Minds so that every one of the graduates of the SEGA school who would like to go to university and is academically qualified can go. So when you give, when all donations that go to the programs go 100% the um, to the scholarship programs. And that's because we have what we call a zero leakage model. Our global board of directors funds all of the fundraising and administrative costs. That's the global board of directors, so that all donors' contributions go directly to the scholarship programs. So we look forward to welcoming you on this incredible journey, arduous though it may be and daunting. It should be a good time, and for a very, very good cause that Yugo will be matching all the funds raised on this climb. So thank you very much, and I look forward to any questions that you might have at the conclusion of the presentations. Thanks, Pauline.
Thank, thank you very much, Tom. And just so you know, we are very happy that we are the luckiest. In Africa, we are the only school. We are only representing Tanzania, it's the only country, and SEGA is the only school, it's the Yugo. And we are on the number 9, and we are very lucky. We are like the last bones. So, Yugo, thank you so much. And I'm very happy to say that we had an honor to host Tom at SEGA. So Tom knows exactly what SEGA means. So you're very welcome, and you're very happy for what you said. Thank you. Next slide. We are going to now hear from someone who walked this path. Literally, Sherry Flores climbed the Kilimanjaro for Nurturing Minds with a creative of $1 per foot campaign. Shelly, I remember this too many years ago when you came and did this. I can't forget it. And I'm so happy to hear from you today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Shelly, we really want to hear from you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for asking me to speak. Um, my African trip is still such a fond memory, and yes, Pauline, I realized it's now 12 years ago. Um, and so it was really super fun actually to kind of like haul through and look
Mm.
at some photos and read some emails and sort of get my head back in it. I can't believe 12 years went by. Um, but I guess just a couple things. My one of the challenges was like the fundraising part for me. But just a few other things up front. I will fully admit going and hiking Kilimanjaro was not on any bucket list of mine. I had heard from one good friend of mine, her aunt and uncle had done this. And when I was hearing about what it was like at the top, I literally said, why would anybody do that to themselves? Um, and and there I was, I don't know, maybe 5 or 7 years later, signing up. Um, the things that were on my bucket list was getting to Africa. Love to travel, so Africa's on the list. Getting to the SEGA school, high on the list. And actually, my trip had a small safari included also. So there I was going to check off 3 things on my bucket list, and all I had to do was add one little climb to it. But and I think at the end of the day, I sat back and thought, I don't want to be on the other side of this and have been like, oh, I wished I had done it. I didn't want that regret. That email came in and there was something in it, spoke to me and said, do it. And so I would say if anybody's on the fence, don't be. Jump off the fence. It is a great trip. And there's really no reason to overthink it. There's some things you have to do, line up, but there is such support from the community, and from all the just knowing now how many people and porters go with you and support you and get you up that mountain. It is a no-brainer. You just sign up and do this. That's my advice. um, so the training I took super serious. I bought my boots immediately and I just started walking everywhere in them. I had friends that would go on a hike and they were supportive in that way. They were also supportive in donating money. And that part is always hard. It's always hard to have the ask, right? But there's no harm in asking, and there's no harm in hearing back from a friend, like, I'm not doing that this year. I'm doing this other, I'm going for this other cause, but good luck. It's really about getting the word out, spreading the word. I went back and read my email, and it really was just sort of like, this time in my life, this is the right move for me. Please support the girls. And you just keep sending it around, and it's shocking how people are so, so, so generous. I did want a number, and all I could think of, because I kept reading the email and I kept looking at how high Kilimanjaro was, it was an easy one to like make it the height of Kilimanjaro. It was very easy to say, here's my goal and help me get there. Just can't be afraid of the ask. And people are like, will shock you at how supportive they can be. And if they can't donate, ask them to take a walk with you. Because that is another way to really just get you out there. And, I feel like the message through everything with the company that took us was, it really is about just getting in your boots the next day and doing another. It doesn't even have to be a whole hike. If all you can do is walk your neighborhood for, a couple hours, it's about just getting in the boots, getting back up. The hike itself is small. It is slow. It's not small. It's slow. And it's the last, to me, the summiting night is the harder evening and night of hiking. But it is just amazing when you're on top of the world. So happy to talk to anybody, email, phone call, meet up if you're in Massachusetts. Happy to take a hike with you if that's what you need. Available, happy to support.
Wow, thank you for bringing the mountains to life, Sherry. And it's not only climbing. When you climb with a purpose, and especially a purpose for girls' future, the climb becomes even exciting. So that was incredible.
Yes.
Congratulations. I missed that. I want to see that. I want to see that from Tom. And you guys are going to make this fun. So next slide, we're going to welcome somebody very important here with me. And this is Miranda, after hearing Sherry's inspiring story, you might be wondering what happens for the summit. We are thrilled for you to visit SEGA Girls Secondary School in Morogoro before you cry when they have personalized support for nurturing minds. Cultural Exchange Coordinator Miranda is here to share with us some stories about SEGA.
Hello, just sliding. I just have a moving computer tonight, so we're just going to slide on over here. Hello, I'm Miranda, Cultural Exchange Coordinator for Nurturing Minds, and I'm actually calling you from SEGA. So I'm here and I'd love to share what it means to experience SEGA firsthand. So it's an opportunity that will truly bring your purpose to climb Kilimanjaro to life. When you visit the SEGA Girls campus during the first half of your trip, you're not just seeing a campus, you're stepping into an energetic, student-centered community. From student-guided school tours to meet and greets with SEGA's dedicated staff, every moment offers you insight into the impact of your climb. You'll stay here in the relaxing visitor's house right on campus. It's where I'm calling you from, the dining room right now. You'll learn more about SEGA's Modern Girl Community Outreach Program, the innovative entrepreneurship initiatives that SEGA has. You'll connect with students, visit their homes and visit with their families, learn more about their communities that they grew up in, and you'll even visit SEGA graduates' local businesses. You will meet the inspiring SEGA leaders like Pauline. Over meals, you'll also meet SEGA's headmistress and some alumni over meals as well. How better to get to know somebody other than over breaking bread with them. You'll also have the chance to tour local universities where our graduates are continuing their educational journeys, and you'll witness the full circle of our mission here. So, and we do understand that traveling across the world can feel a little overwhelming, especially if it's your first trip to Tanzania or to East Africa. We can understand that can feel a little overwhelming at first, but with Nurturing Minds and with SEGA, you are in good hands every step of the way, from your pre-trip preparation, like choosing the best flight option for you or applying for your visas, and understanding what to pack, to the on-the-ground transportation that we pre-arranged for you or the pre-booked hotels. We make the experience smooth and as stress-free as possible. And our team provides local assistance, cultural guidance, and warm Tanzanian hospitality. I'm sure you can feel radiating off Pauline here. And plenty of local cuisine as well. So to ensure that you feel supported and fully welcomed throughout this unforgettable journey that you're considering partaking in. So the goal of your visit to SEGA is to build a connection to the SEGA community, to its outreach, and to feel the lasting impact of your support. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to more about our summit for SEGA. On to Pauline.
Wonderful. That was beautiful, Miranda. And if you hear this from Miranda, who just came from America, what about us? I can't wait to have you people here at SEGA, and you can enjoy and see how beautiful this school is, how the girls are going to welcome you. That's as super as amazing. I have gone to America. Now I know how long that trip is. But when you land and come to SEGA, you feel like this is what I really wanted. And all the things you feel I was tired, it just slips away. You're welcome to SEGA. So we would love to welcome you at SEGA now to get us up the mountain. And I'm excited to welcome Eddie, flag founder of Tusker Trail, the expert team that will guide our climbers safely to the summit. Eddie and his team bring decades of experience, a phenomenal summit, right? And the kind of care, and that makes this adventure both safe and unforgettable. Eddie, over to you. Please tell us more.
Great to be here. Thanks very much. I want to say that there's a moment on every climb when you look up at the summit, and I've been there, and you say, I'm really doing this, but I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it for something that really matters. And that's what this climb is all about. We're not just chasing a summit as so many people do, but we're rallying around a cause, raising our sights and our impact together. And every step we take takes us closer to something really something extraordinary. And so how does this all unfold? So let me walk you through what the climb is actually like and what it feels like. And whether you've climbed before or this is your first big mountain, I'll show you exactly how we're going to make this not only achievable, but unforgettable. I started Tusker Trail 49 years ago after my first climb on Kilimanjaro. Climbing was a lot different in those days than it is, and we've had 5 decades to really refine the art of climbing Kilimanjaro. And in the 49 years, we have taken thousands and thousands of people up the mountain to the summit. And one thing that I realized in the early days was that a lot of this depends firstly on preparation of the climbers yourself, but also on the expertise of the guides. And so my wife and partner and fellow guide, Amy, and I took it very seriously and decided to build a medical training course for the guides, because a lot of what confronts people when they go to altitude is the challenges of going to an atmosphere that has half the oxygen as where you do at sea level. And while this doesn't pose a problem for a lot of people, it can. And so that's why we have got this medical background and training for our guides, and the expertise and the experience that enables you to climb safely and with confidence. The safety measures that we've enacted has enabled us to reach 98% success rate on the summit. And by success, I don't mean you just got there, but you got there safely and happily. And so twice daily, our guides will give you an altitude checkup, and they'll listen to your lungs to see if you're developing any problems. How are you doing? They'll do a subjective check on you. Basically, they know what they're doing. We have great backup in the case you don't do well and we have to get you off the mountain. But and I won't even go into the details of that. That you can find on the website, or just give me a call or send me an email. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. But the safety is the most important thing that we like to address on the climb. And along those lines, we also have everybody signed up in a complimentary membership. It's included in your climb costs with a company called Red Point Ripcord, that are the expert international evacuation company on the planet. And so typically, if you need an evacuation or you need some medical care, what we'll do is our guides will enact a professional immediate evacuation down to Moshi. There's a helicopter evacuation if it is really, really emergency and necessary. And if necessary, we'll get you back home. And with this in place, it gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you a lot of feel good to realize that you can continue on with the climb without having to worry about what's going to happen the next day. We've also engaged the Culinary Institute of America over a period of 5 years to train our mountain chefs. Now, what this means, it doesn't mean you're going to be eating on, linen tablecloths with crystal glasses every night. But what it does mean is that we've put a lot of effort into designing a climbing menu that deals with giving you the right nutrition to make it up there in the 7 days of the climb. But you will have to be fit. You will have to take yourself training. I won't go into the details right now because of time constraints, but between now and when you climb, we're here to talk to you about that if you so desire. Can we see a next slide, please? The trek is after you get into Moshi is 7 days, 6 nights, and it's pretty much uphill the entire way from Moshi, which sits at around 3,000 feet. We drive to the gate, which is at around 6,600 feet. And from there, it's all on foot up through the 5 vegetation zones, all the way to the summit and back down again. And at the end, there'll be a 1 night stay in Moshi. And I can guarantee you, I've climbed this mountain 54 times over my lifetime, over my adult lifetime. And there's a reason why I keep going back, and it's not just the business. It's the excitement. It's almost like when you have kids and you see them do something for the first time, like ride a bicycle. That kind of feeling of accomplishment and achievement is the feeling that the guides and I get every time when we take somebody to the summit. And you can learn to ride that bicycle for the first time as you climb Kilimanjaro. I welcome you aboard, and while I won't be there guiding you, I'll be around to answer any questions you may have. You can see my phone number down there and email. Just feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Eddie. That was wonderful presentation. And will I get one Tusker lager? Because this is Tusker. But thank you, Eddie. We like to have Tusker by our side. We know our climbers will be in excellent hands. And we look forward with you. I hope everybody will just be safe. Thank you so much, Eddie.
My pleasure.
And right now, let's talk about how you can reach your fundraising goal and beyond. Laura, the executive director from Nurturing Minds. I don't know how to introduce her, but she is just
That's
amazing.
perfect.
Well, just a wonder into SEGA life. And we can feel you. We feel the energy, the power that you go everywhere to make and just make sure for SEGA is surviving. We appreciate everything, Laura. And Laura is going to walk us through peer-to-peer fundraising support, including how to use our platform and resources, and wrapping up with some quick reminders and details. Laura, please welcome and take it away.
Thank you so much, Pauline, and hi, everybody. It's great to be with you. I am just back from Tanzania myself, where I was there for a few weeks at SEGA. And I also got an opportunity to visit our graduates at a couple of different universities, University of Dar es Salaam and University of Dodoma. And it is really amazing to see the transformative impact that higher education has on our students. So I thank you all for considering joining us and supporting higher education today. So I want to give a little overview. I know you've gotten a lot of information so far, but basically the climb is next July 13th to the 26th. I should say the whole trip is. And we really are hoping that everybody can sign up by December 12th of this year. And that is so that you will have plenty of time to prepare physically and also to do fundraising, but just to get ready for the trip since it is a big undertaking. Our mission, as you know well now, is to raise awareness and funds for our continuing education scholarship program. So almost all of our students from the SEGA Girls School go on to some level of higher education. We're currently supporting 270 of our graduates at various levels of higher education, with over 70% going on to university. And so many of them are supported by YouGo, as you heard, which is just unbelievable for us. We are asking that everybody set a personal fundraising goal of raising at least $5,000 each if you are going to commit to do the climb. As you heard about Sherry, she actually set her sights much higher and ended up raising $20,000 for the organization. We hope that people will try to raise as much as they can, but we ask you to raise a minimum of 5,000. The land and domestic flight costs, so that's really everything from the time you arrive in Tanzania, from your transport from the airport to hotels, to your whole time at SEGA, internal flights up to Arusha, Moshi, and then the climb itself, which is really the bulk of the cost because of the porters and the food and all of the equipment and everything that you would need, is $5,000, just over $5,000, $5,390. That does not include your international flights, which can fluctuate and vary depending on the carrier and the route you take and how far in advance you purchase your tickets and things like that. So we do encourage you to look at those flights early on. So our overall objective is to raise $100,000 for our continuing education scholarship fund to support all of those girls that qualify and are interested in continuing to reach their highest aspirations. So if we together can raise $50,000 and YouGo will match it dollar for dollar, and that would be, meeting our goal. So next slide, please. And then I wanted to ensure everybody that, while Sherry said it can be challenging to think about fundraising, we are here to support you. So we provide kind of a fundraising toolkit, everything from social media and email templates to a personalized peer-to-peer fundraising page called Classy. That's the system that we use. We can help you set it up. It's very easy to use. You can add photos and your goals and share that link with friends to make it easy for them to donate online. We will have sort of group team phone calls with coaching, but also peer encouragement and check-ins with other climbers who have signed up, so that you can share what they're doing to meet their fundraising goal. So basically, just wanted you all to know that we're here for you. We have a lot of resources and several staff who you can reach out to if you need support with fundraising. So thanks a lot for considering this, and I'll turn it back over to Pauline.
Wonderful, Lola. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And that is amazing. We look forward to really have many people come and join. And that will be really something we would love to see this year. It has been so long, 12 years ago. And this year gonna be such an amazing. Next year is not far, and this is already July. So welcome you. Thank you, Lola. Every dollar raised with be matched by Hugo. And thanks to Hugo, your effort will go twice as far in helping girls achieve their future. I am so excited. I work with girls. I see really what they need, and I feel so passionate about this. And talking about this to me, it means so much. It means a lot. Thank you so much. So if you are considering this Scribe, we encourage you to sign up soon. There will be follow-up sessions diving into travel logistics, training, and more. Now let's open up it for question and answers. Please drop your question in the chat or raise your hand. We'll try to get as many as we can. Please keep your comments brief so we can hear from multiple voices. You are welcome for question and answers. Thank you. Anyone with question, raise your hand or just type it in the box.
I have a quick question for Eddie. I thought that the summit was higher than 19,000 feet, but the picture showed something like 18,900 or something at the Stella point.
That's
So-
correct. And then there's another 350 feet from Stella Point. It's about a mile or so before you follow the rim and climb up to Uhuru Peak itself. Yeah, there's a picture there that people took at Stella Point. That's kind of like the first summit in a sense, but that's not the ultimate summit, which is 19,341.
Thank you.
It's just a few steps up the road.
Eddie, it sounds like I've got to go and take pictures of the actual summit and put them in the next presentation. So
Yeah, I got a better idea. You're there now. Just pop to Moshi, pop up, and you get some pictures now and send an advance
We're gonna go to
package. There you go.
Pauline's gonna go first. I'll follow.
Okay, that'll be good.
exciting. Thank you for your question, Tom. Anyone with a question, please come on.
How many people are expected in the group, and is it limited to a certain number?
Laura?
I was sorry, I thought Miranda was going to take that, but so we are hoping to have a minimum of 10 to 12 people sign up. And then we can take up to, I guess, 21, which is basically just because of the capacity of how many people we can accommodate at SEGA. But I think that Eddie and his team can take even larger groups if needed. But for us, the total would be a maximum of 21.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Laura, is the cost the same regardless of the group size if we get to 10?
So I think that if we get to 10, they have a special where they give you one climb free. And so if I think though it doesn't change, maybe Eddie, you can answer that. I don't think it changes the cost generally, but if we reach that 10 and we get a free climb, we're hoping that I know there is a Laina Mwandaloma, Sega's director, would love to climb. So then maybe she would be able to join the climb.
I was more worried that
And
if it was 9 and we went, does the cost go up?
The cost
okay,
cost does not go up. No, regardless of the size of the group, whether it's the small group or large group, the cost remains the same.
Thank you.
okay.
Malopula just said you would love to climb too, Laura.
No, I didn't say that. But who else would like to climb? Pauline, would you like to climb?
Well, I feel like I want to climb. I'll have to start doing exercise right now because I really
Right.
need my
That's right. Yeah.
I really want to see it and try. Welcome more questions. Thank you for your questions. Anyone?
Laura, will you be giving or providing some type of fundraising flyer, template, script?
Yes. So definitely, as I mentioned, once we have our core group and we have people who start to officially sign up, then we will have a series of sessions where we can kind of onboard you to the various systems and share some of the templates that can be used for social media or for emails, and also that the online peer-to-peer fundraising tool that we have, which we've used many, many times. It's very easy to use. And so we will provide all of that information for you to make it very easy for you to reach out to family and friends and post things and let people know that you're doing this and what your goals are. And we encourage you to set your own goals above and beyond that 5,000. But yes, we have lots of materials that we can share with people, and we'll have check-ins and various, sort of Zoom meetings to answer questions as well. Yeah.
Tom, you'll be hearing a lot from me. You'll be hearing a lot of emails and seeing my face more on Zoom, I'm sure.
Okay.
Can I just step in and say something unrelated to the climb, but more about my experience with fundraising climbs? We've been leading fundraising climbs and have raised almost $14 million over the years for small and large charities alike. And we've seen the charities and the support come in all shapes and sizes. And I just want to say that what I've seen so far in the support and the exchange of information and the communication with this organization is absolutely the best that I've ever encountered, and I've encountered it all, where people are kind of cut loose, they're all on their own, and there's no support to everything to help you reach your goal. And I really have to compliment you guys on that.
Thank you so much, Eddie. That's
You,
great.
Eddie.
Maybe can we stop screen share for, if everybody has that information, maybe it'd be easier. We could see everybody. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so thank you. We still catch up with some questions. It looks like there are no more questions, that people are just waiting.
I'm sorry, I have one more question of Eddie.
Good, Tom. Good, Tom.
What did you say the success rate is? And my John, who's since left, said he climbed it once and he was with a group of 8 people and he was the only one that made it.
Okay.
So I'm curious if you go back to what your success rate was and what some of the things that Tusker does to increase it from the 12.5% of John's version to yours of whatever that number was.
A lot of it is determined by 2 factors. One is how well you do at altitude, and that's the big question mark. It's not really related to how much training you've done, but it's how well you acclimatize and whether or not you're acclimatized going in. So in other words, if you've been climbing up the Rockies for a week or two before up to 14,000 feet, chances are you will acclimatize pretty well. If you're coming from sea level and you haven't done any acclimatizing, The best thing you can do is spend more time at altitude. That means do a longer route. So what the Machami route, it's not the absolute longest route because they get pretty expensive the longer the time we spend there. But the shorter route, which is only 5 days, which is again 2 days less, that's a huge difference in whether or not you make it or not. Now, I don't know what route he climbed, but a lot of
I
it
don't know.
has, yeah, so a lot of it has to do with the individual's ability to acclimatize and also how much time you spent getting from A to B. And then again, we have the guides who are able to identify problems, and we carry a lot of oxygen. You won't be climbing on oxygen, but it's a way for us to mitigate altitude problems if you get them, and to overcome them by spending the night at altitude, which you will be doing, and then moving on slowly. So success rate depends on the route. So it will range from about 92% up to about 98%, depending on the route that you climb.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So I just have one comment on that, Eddie. You've done this so much. I'd love to actually know your thoughts. We had 7 people in our group, and we had 2 people that came from Colorado. And I will say those 2 people had done climbs up to like the 14,000, they had done those peaks and such, but they never slept at them. And they were 2 people who decided, and one of them was a doctor, had decided not to actually take that medication, which I'm completely forgetting what the name is, where it helps your body.
Diamox.
Yes. And they had decided not to use it. And they struggled, actually, even though they had done the 14,000-foot peak hikes. So, everybody has to assess whether they take medication or not, but those of us that were taking it, we were eating fine. We might have started eating a little slower, whatever, like your stomach has to adjust. But like we definitely were doing better than 2 people who decided not to. That's not to say that, that would happen to somebody else, but it's something to talk to your doctor about, and maybe you recommend it or not. It just made a difference.
Okay, I'll tell you my experience with that. For about 10 years, the U.S. Army approached me to train the U.S. Special Forces, the Delta Force, when we were in Afghanistan, because they were doing a lot of high altitude combat, and they made the classic mistake of thinking they were athletes, and all these guys are super athletes, and they could just bail up the mountain. When in fact, my advice to people is that the last person to camp every day is the winner of the race, because you really want to take your time, and it could be that that's what you guys did. It's the X factor is whether or not you adjust well or not. So maybe their 14,000 up and downs didn't really make much difference. And again, I don't know how soon before the actual trip they were at 14,000 feet.
Yeah.
But what we learned, the reason I bring up the Special Forces is that we were working with DARPA, which was doing research on Diamox and other altitude adjustment techniques. And we found that by slow adjustment to altitude, in other words, slower climbing, spend all day getting to a place that you could probably do in 4 hours. Really, really slow climbing allows your body to take the time that it needs to adjust to the thinning air and the lower air pressure. The Diamox helps you do that by about 5%. We found and that 5% may not sound like much, but it could be the 5% that tips the scales in your favor. And we found out how to use Diamox. It's not like, when you're on an antibiotic or something, you want to kind of split the 3 pills over 24 hours. With Diamox, even though you're taking 2 doses throughout the day, you really want to do it when you're exercising, because that's how you get most effect out of it. So typically we'll ask you to take it in the morning with food, of course, and then again at lunch, not when you go to sleep, because it is a diuretic and you'll be up all the time going to the bathroom. And it doesn't help you when you're sleeping. It helps you when you're exercising. I won't go into the physiology of it, but there is a technique to using it properly. And I definitely suggest that everybody take it unless they're having a bad reaction to it medically.
Mhm.
Hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so Thank you so much, Eddie, for answering that. And you're going to have a lot of questions to ask. This session are going to be progressive, and Miranda and everybody will come up with a lot of answers. And we just need to make you feel safe. And this is going to be working so well. And you have nothing to worry about. I think I have to start practicing. Eddie, you have to take me through the classes so that I can also cry.
Happy to. Next, when I'm in Moshe, you come visit and we'll put you through the classes.
I know, that would be lovely. So I think this is all. And thank you all so much for joining us today. This isn't just about climbing Kilimanjaro. It's about lifting up young women's future with the tools and education they need to become the next generation of leaders that we really want. Your support is a step forward. It's still very important for changing their lives. And let's climb together. Let's go. Let's climb. It's about time. You came here because you choose it. And we're going to make it. It's going to be beautiful. Thank you. It was lovely meeting you here. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Pauline.
Thank you.